About that. Hello, everybody. It's Disco here. Um, this is a little bit different of a stream thing that I'm doing right now. Um, Mostly, I've gotten a lot of videos popping up on my YouTube about the open gaming license changes that are coming with the OGL 1.1 for D&D 1 D&D. And what I'm seeing on it is, assuming that any of this is true, um, frankly, it scares the hell out of me. I don't really like posting negative type things in general. So I'm going to be saying my piece here, and then we're going to try and get back to more positive and fun stuff. For those of you who don't know, I've been playing role playing games since, well, God, the 80s. Um, I started with basic D&D, uh, then played a bunch of AD&D Second Edition, played a bunch of AD&D or not AD&D, but D&D Third Edition and 3.5. Played multiple other role-playing systems, White Wolf's Vampire, Werewolf, what have you. We even played a bunch of the D6 Star Wars from West End Games before they went out of business. Hell, I think I even played a homebrew WWE style role playing game from a friend of mine's friend that he was trying it out. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm wanting to talk about is when Wizards of the Coast bought brought the license for Dungeons and Dragons and created Third Edition. They made a document called the Open Game License. The short version of that is that it allowed creators to use the rules that Wizards had created for Third Edition to create their own content, provided that they didn't use any intellectual property from Wizards of the Coast. So they couldn't use the Dungeons and Dragons name, they couldn't use any of the monsters or locations that are specific to Dungeons and Dragons. But the rule system itself was fair game. And that's how things like Pathfinder were created. I think Wizards tried doing a D20 Modern. That didn't really work all that well. Well, I don't know that it didn't work well. I just don't think it was all that popular. Then Wizards went from third edition to 3.5 to kind of refine it a little bit. Then they went to fourth edition where they moved away from the OGL. And fourth edition was its own horrible, horrible mess that a lot of the players who had played previous editions did not like. And so they worked on, I think it was, I don't remember what the code name was, but it ended up becoming 5th edition, which is the current edition that's out and the one that is most popular. Well, I don't know about most popular, but like Critical Role has plays 5th edition and has released several supplements for 5th edition. A lot of the D&D YouTube streams or Twitch streams are using 5th edition. What they're currently working on is the 6th edition, what they're code naming 1D&D, and there have been leaks of the OGL that is going to come out with that. Now, these leaks are of the leaks are of a document that is allegedly the new OGL, Open Gaming License. And there are things on there that really scare me. Not me personally, because I don't create D&D content. I don't. This is probably the first and maybe, hopefully, the only nasty D&D style video that I've had that I will ever have to make. Depending on how you guys feel, I may make more role playing content. But so what this document says, and again, I will state it is allegedly the 1.1 version of the Open Gaming License, is that it revokes all previous licenses, which basically makes it that somebody who published something for D&D 3rd edition or D&D 3.5, their license is now no longer valid. Past that, any creator who makes something for D&D, be it a setting, a monster, a custom class, what have you, and they make it under this new license, if they make more than $750,000 in a year, then they owe Wizards of the Coast 20% royalties. It isn't, from what I've seen of that document, it isn't very clear on if it is 20% of every dollar made after that 750, or once you hit that 750 mark, if it's 20% of the total. So to keep math simple, say somebody made $1 million off of a product. At that point, then it's unclear whether that person would owe $50,000 for making 250,000 past the 750,000 mark, or $200,000 for being 20% of 1 million. So that's enough to make me kind of feel queasy about that. And I mean, for me, $750,000, $1 million in a year is a hell of a lot of money. For some companies, that's chump change. I mean, we're talking Wizards of the Coast here, who they measure their profit in billions with a B. The other thing that was has me concerned is, so say you make a class that you're like, oh, hey, this class is super cool. I'm not going to give any sort of like actual examples. You make a class or a race or a setting that's super cool, and you like it, but you don't get to that $750,000 mark, or hell, you don't even sell it, right? You just put it out there for anybody to use under this OGL. Well, there's wording in there that says that Wizards can revoke your license with 30 days notice, and that anything that you create under that license, while you have that license, you grant them a irrevocable license to publish. So, say you make a cool race that you put out for free, and it takes the internet by storm, and everybody's wanting to play it. They could, in theory, give you a 30-day notice revoking your license, and then put that race in a subsequent book and make money off of it that way. Because at that point, you would not be able to sell or self-publish that race because you would be in breach of the licensing that they gave you. Uh, I personally love playing D&D. Although right now I'm playing a Pathfinder 2 game that my friends and I are learning how to play it using the beginner's box. I highly recommend it. But if this if this information that I've seen is accurate, I cannot in any way, shape, or form support Wizards of the Coast with this release. Uh, I will have to find another system, and uh, it could be something that this OGL could even cause things like Pathfinder to go belly up because they could revoke the open game license for Pathfinder. As Pathfinder First Edition, Second Edition, and Starfinder are all built on the OGL, the OGL 1.0A, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, so they would either, if Wizards revoked that, they would have to either stop production of all Pathfinder books or create their own entire new system. So that's where I'm kind of having issues right now. Is I don't like what I'm seeing with Wizards, and from what I'm seeing on like their Discord and such, they're actively trying to put down discussions of this open gaming license, which to me seems like they are trying to silence the people who are concerned about it as opposed to addressing those concerns and basically making it that we at least have a warm and fuzzy. Anyhow, that is all I'm going to say on that right now, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. As you can hear by my voice, I am still sick. And yeah, have a great day, and we'll hopefully be getting better soon. And I hope to get back to you guys with some Star Citizen, and maybe some other video games or the like. Let me know.